Marvel fans, we now know when the world will get its first look at the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. And yes, I am talking about CinemaCon next Monday. I want to talk about the trailer, talk about what some people are saying is going to be in the trailer, but I also want to talk about how Sony is likely to reveal much more than just that trailer during its 3-hour presentation. I'm thinking we're going to get our first look at what Sony really has planned for Venom, Morbius, and their connections to the MCU. All right, man, so it's the question that's been on everybody's mind. It's the most anticipated movie trailer of my lifetime. It's the first trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. And I want to say, yes, it is likely going to be at the CinemaCon on Monday, and I want to talk about how that won't likely be released to the public then. But Paul from Heavy Spoilers did a video earlier where he discussed some things he has heard will be in the trailer for this movie, and I want to talk about that stuff. The actual contents of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. But first, yeah, this really started with a now deleted tweet from insider Daniel Rickman where he was discussing that the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer will be seen at CinemaCon on Monday, August 24th. And honestly, a lot of people had speculated this even weeks before when it was announced that Sony was going to have a 3-hour presentation during CinemaCon. But yeah, in that now deleted tweet, Daniel said that essentially we would be seeing the trailer then, but it wouldn't be released to the public on Monday. It would be behind closed doors for the attendees of CinemaCon. And apparently that Comic-Con is really, really good with security. They're going to lock everybody's phone up. And so if somebody somehow sneaks a phone in there or gets some footage of it, it likely isn't to be on the internet for very long. But I'm also absolutely certain that somebody within the room is going to explain what they see in the trailer, what they hear in the trailer, and we're going to get that out on the internet likely Monday after the CinemaCon presentation. And this kind of reminds me of the original Infinity War trailer. I don't know if you guys remember that, but there was that crazy trailer shown at Hall H which showed Thanos in action for the very first time, and that trailer didn't leak anywhere online. We talked about it. I remember we did a big video that blew up talking about somebody's description of the trailer. It was a big freaking deal, but that trailer didn't come out online for another 6 months. So I don't know. I mean, obviously we're not going to have to wait 6 months for this Spider-Man trailer, but there's no reason that we should expect it that Monday or even next week. I think at this point, the safest bet is that we will see this first trailer attached to Venom 2, which just moved into October. Now, again, thanks to Paul from Heavy Spoilers, we have some idea of what to expect in this trailer, and I want to go over that at the end of this video. But before we go there, let's first talk about Venom 2 a little bit more and why I think Sony is likely to announce some of what their actual plans are with Marvel Studios at CinemaCon. A small little leak that happened a couple of days ago that you may have missed came from a UK cinema chain, and they are saying that J.K. Simmons will be in Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. And there's really no reason for J.K. Simmons to be in that movie unless he is playing J. Jonah Jameson. And J. Jonah Jameson, or rather J.K. Simmons himself, has recently talked about in interviews how he would be excited to do more with Sony and Marvel, and he's excited to see where that goes. And at the time when he made those comments, people thought, wow, J. Jonah Jameson is probably going to be in a lot more of the MCU stuff moving forward. Now we're thinking that could have more to do with the Sony projects, or perhaps the Sony and Marvel projects are actually one and the same. I think either way you slice it, J. Jonah being in Venom 2 means the connections between what they are doing with Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies are obvious. On the one hand, you could think of Jonah as sort of an anchor to each individual Spider-Man universe, as he was in the Tobey Maguire universe and he is now in the Tom Holland universe. But it's also possible that the same exact J. Jonah Jameson, the one we actually have in the MCU, will be in Venom 2, and there's some crazy scene, maybe even a post-credit scene, that links Tom Hardy's Venom to the Marvel universe. Because I've been saying for months, man, it really seems like Sony and Marvel are working together in way bigger of a capacity than just doing Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, the very idea of bringing in the Sony franchises with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and having them play around in a world where the Avengers are at, and Captain America stuff is going to be in this movie. Stark Tech is going to be used in this movie. That whole idea just implies a way bigger idea, a web, if you will. And of course, there's all the evidence where Tom Hardy himself was posting pictures of Spider-Man around the time of the Sony Marvel deal in 2019 coming apart. There's the fact that Kevin Feige just months ago, for the first time ever, indicated that it was possible that Venom and the Avengers, or Venom and the MCU Spider-Man, could actually interact. And Tom Hardy just said in an interview the other week, new comments about this, talking in a real business sense about how it could actually work. And again, Sony has a 3-hour presentation at CinemaCon. I just think we're going to get the first indication and tease of what they are doing with Marvel long term. Now, to be fair, a lot of what I just talked about is speculation. We don't know what they're going to say on Monday, and we don't exactly know how closely Marvel and Sony have been working together and what the actual arrangement will turn into. But this fanboys are hoping that with the Monday CinemaCon thing, we not only get our first trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, but we also get some indication of just how crazy these plans are and how epic things are going to be with Spider-Man and Marvel moving forward. I think we can also expect a trailer for Venom 2, or maybe some footage shown and some Morbius stuff. But again, all of that will likely be locked up behind the scenes at CinemaCon. But we'll get descriptions online, likely via Reddit. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about in this video is an actual description, or the closest thing to that so far, of what's going to be in the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, this is coming from Paul at Heavy Spoilers, and I do trust Paul. I think he's got really good sources. He is saying that the real tone they're going to strike in the first trailer is going to focus on Doctor Strange. It's going to focus on Peter already being out there in the public. His identity is out there, and essentially the main thing you're going to see in the trailer is Spider-Man and Doctor Strange agreeing to do a spell to make everybody forget that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. And this totally happened in the comics, and it's also been something that was rumored to be in this movie for a long time now. And so apparently the trailer is going to show that, but it's also going to show Peter Parker interfering with the spell, and that is what causes the chaos of the multiverse and seemingly the introduction of these villains from other Spider-Man universes. Now, it's unclear on how much they're going to fully explain in the trailer, but due to some of the leaks and rumors that are out there, we feel as though it's likely Peter wanting to preserve the memory of him being Spider-Man for people like Ned and MJ. He thinks, you know, wow, that kind of sucked. Yeah, I'm okay with everybody else forgetting that I'm Spider-Man, but can we just make these two still remember? And he might interrupt the spell or do something around the spell to try to make that happen, and that's when everything goes bonkers. Also, according to Paul, the only thing that's going to be really teased in the back half of the trailer from the multiverse is going to be the villains, and the whole trailer is going to end with Doc Ock coming into frame and basically just saying like, hello Peter. And this lines up with things we've been hearing from other insiders that have been saying that the marketing for Spider-Man No Way Home will introduce the idea of the villains coming in from these other universes, but it's going to play the actual Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire and Andrew, close to the chest. It's going to try to keep that a secret until maybe really close to the film, which is going to be hilarious because it's the worst kept secret in Hollywood. We absolutely know it's going on. Although I will say it's also being reported that Spider-Man No Way Home is filming a ton of reshoots currently in Atlanta, and I would absolutely hate it if something happened and Feige removed Tobey and Andrew from the film or something crazy like that. Wouldn't that be nuts? Either way, guys, there you go. An update about when we're going to see the trailer, some things I think Sony might mention during CinemaCon, and a description of the trailer. Let me know what you think about all of that. Like this video, like the live streaming channel. Go over to the live streaming channel, man. It's a really good time. And as I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.